Broadcast live.
Malum, Sure.
Much.
So you came back after making us wait for a bit,
Yeah, it wasn't up to me, actually.
Tell me, I mean, the process of just like, firstly, the album obviously like is got a lot of tracks. For when I took Tingoma and go to Ket, okay, let me just make so many songs instead of making like a shorter album. How do you decide on this is going to be how long this is going to be, or you could have broken this album into 2 albums? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Actually, we worked on about 50, maybe 55 tracks for this one in particular. And I wanted to do that Tupac thing. We've got a lot of stuff in the vault. The next one is ready. But yeah, so we had to just curate like kind of tracks that have a synergy of some sort, but also just like show with your just like eclectic mix of we can go home here and then do a little bit of quiet, you know what I mean? We had to just touch. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff we worked on for the first time, whereas before I used to just like work on stuff and then I get tired, something that did. This is it, But this time, and then also I'm in a JV now with Universal and Electromode, so there was A&R from VG and the team like, no, that works. Maybe this one, we can do it later. So and I was open to it for the first time. So yeah.
I mean, from when you started in the game, because funny enough, so you OG, understand? So you OG. From when you started to where you are now, I mean, what are the changes that we're now Owabonile right now that you feel like, this is where Manoeuvres fits in the new world of music, in the new world of culture, you know what I mean?
So yeah, it's a good time, and I'm glad I actually didn't ride the wave as it came. I just like sat back and okay. You understand?
Yeah.
Whereas before we were always pioneers. Like when I was young, I was always on the curve of like the new sound. But now it's like, okay, there's actually new sounds coming out. Even back home, like the gom wave that's coming out now, some of the stuff I'm not even touching yet. I'm looking at other people, how they approach it, like, oh, okay. So mina ngayishaka nje. You understand? So that's what it is, yeah.
Tell me about Isgija. You were talking about that. Just explain it. I mean, what is it?
Nah, I think it's I'm a piano. I'm not trying to, like, I don't know anything about this genre, but I've got these producers like Olazi, and the stuff that they're sending me, but and it's I'm a piano, but it's a little bit upbeat, you know what I mean? So it's got like a chrome wave, it's got that 100K cassettes kind of energy, you know what I mean? I'm writing raps to it now, and it's like, yo, it's crazy. And obviously, like right now, with Amapiano, it's either somebody's singing or somebody's gonna rap like a 6-bar verse, aphinda iphinde, ashaye hook, kungenomimshita ashaya 6-bar, aphinda iphinde. There's a formula, like everyone's kind of following. Whereas, I might mess with the formula, but I wanna show other rappers how they can do it.
Yeah. And I think you've been very good in doing that. I mean, like the one joint, I mean, like for me, you kind of showed how to do it.
Yeah.
I think you showed how to do it. And obviously, for sure, Matrosi was on the joint and like, it also catapulted her from there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the foundation of just like her being seen also, With this album, I hear also you literally got other young people on it. How do you determine who literally needs to be around the sound and the circle from even like the writing perspective?
It's crazy. It's like most of the people I work with is people I know around me, really. I'm not really reaching out. Ushukela Etiyeni is actually, like I had met her before and then she hit me up. I was in the studio at I can do this and this guitar So that was like, but most of the time, like Onokana, Windows 2000, or 45 Degrees, or Crash, is people I already knew, or Beast, or Killer Cow. People are like I was already like around, but not really hanging out, but like they're around me, and I'm like, yo, actually, it'd be dope to have that, to have that on my album, and also for me to work with them, also. So yeah, it's not like something I really think about, but sometimes I'll play a beat and I say, yo, man, sesifaka uSpanibani, ngimfonele manje, ngimdlalele yona athi yo namanga, ngimsendele. So it's always like we play it off energy.
Yeah.
Some people, you call them and they don't pick up, and then maybe it wasn't meant to be, and then you call somebody else, and then you have. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes you try to reach someone who I'm totally apinda buye, and it's like, yo, I was actually trying to send you this the other day. Like it's always like a back and forth with who, like some people, like especially me, I have a problem because a lot of producers, I did a lot of genres. So a lot of producers will produce something, I say, yeah, I hear you on this one. I'm like, but that's old. That's 2013. Okay, Manoeuvres.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I could, but young boy, there's no challenge for me. You know what I mean? So I think I like challenges still, and also I like to see that melting pot. Like, yo, Master Tolu Spanibani on this. Like you were explaining about it, we had Root Boys, and I was like, yo, let's do a gum trap thing, because it's a gum trap.
Yeah.
And nobody else, like that thing is a genre on its own, but nobody else touched it because it was so good.
Yeah.
But so, yo, if you're out there, yo, let's do that gum trap thing, bro. Like it should carry on, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, the one thing about you, you don't let a lot of people inside, you know, yourself. And also I feel that you're very precious with your creativity, you know. You come across like, in your songs, you talk about like you playing PlayStation with your son, everything else. And I asked myself, I said, you know, you're so kind of protective of your art and your craft, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder Malume as a father, what is he like, you know?
Yeah.
Well, what are you like as a father?
It's a weird one because obviously we're mostly on the road.
Yeah.
My eldest is like 13, he just became a teen.
Yeah.
And my youngest is a toddler, he's 2. So the duality of that is crazy. Lomonyu Laichos, the eldest is here in Joburg, and then the other one is in Durban.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really, I don't know, I wouldn't explain, but I don't show my family stuff online that much, you know, and it's
but are
like,
you strict? I mean, you just so, I mean, you're so ahead of the curve, you know. I think your mind is like in another galaxy all the time. You know
come
what I
on,
mean?
I'm here.
And
guys.
I mean that in a positive way, you know what I mean? It's like you're so ahead of the curve. And I can imagine, I can imagine how are you kind of like leading like your tribe, you understand?
Yeah, I won't lie, like I'm working on it. I think I can be much better than I am right now. And I think with the more stable I get with the business, the more I can really approach that, what I'm trying to do with the family, like to the fullest. But I am there, I'm present, because obviously my dad wasn't around, so I want to just like do it better. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
You do touch on that on the album also.
Yeah.
I think you said you kind of connected with him like before he passed.
Yeah, just before he passed, like he suffered a stroke, and then he had gout, and then he suffered a stroke, and he had diabetes. So at some point, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like. Also, I think it was a good time to connect because it's just padala, and then, you know, obviously when you're young, you're like, yo, you kind of hurts, and you know what I mean, like you kind of have beef. But like the older you get as a man, you understand. It's, maybe what I'm going through now is probably how my dad.
Yeah, it's not easy being a male, being a male and a parent, blended family.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely not. So yeah, you kind of understand, and I'm glad we got to that point where it's like we can just chat and like sit down. Yeah. But it wasn't. I wish I had more time with him. Like he wasn't open. Like, yo, actually, I'm sorry about this, and you know what I mean, like all of that stuff. Or yo, let's go out. So it wasn't like that, but we got to hang out, which was dope. Like compared to the music I was making about him, like, yo, my dad wasn't around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like now it's like, yo, actually, it's a tragedy.
Yeah. I mean, walking the path is something else. You know?
Yeah.
And with it, you know, I'd also wanted to find out that like, with the album being done and pushing that out, and you say that you've got the next, where does the title come from, of this current album,
Ushukela Etiyeni? I think this album was supposed to be titled Don Spovington because the last one, Mlazi Milano. So this phase that I'm in now, Don Spovington, I'm running Spova, the brand, and also the music, So it's like the next phase. But then, I think we're somewhere in the Northwest, and then, hey, Babanjan, like, like a security. I think this guy is probably from back home, and he hadn't spoken Zulu in a while. So he's like, hey, if it's sure that did. Yeah. And it's a kuluma na, then we're like, yo, that was so perfect. The way you just, it could have been like, yo, Twafolax or Umnandi, but he was just like, yo, Ushukela Etiyeni. And I was like, yo, are you all like, he's really having a good time. You know what I mean? So it was, I was like, yeah, I think it fits for what we're trying to do with this project. Like, it's a good time. And it's something that just gets you off guard. A lot of people are like calling me after 2 months, like, yo, actually, it's like, like you just get into it.
It's a lot to process. I won't lie.
Yeah.
I mean, it was even when it first came out, and I was like, we need to meet up. I was like, I listened to it, but I wasn't ready because it was just so much to process.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So the interview wasn't gonna be as good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But like now that we're here, you've basically also relocated. Obviously, Bram was the city, and you've gone back to KZN. Why was it? Why did you move from here? And how easy is it to work away from Durban?
Yeah, I think around COVID, I think like around phase 5. Was it stage 5 or phase 5?
As normally your case, so
no, it was level 5.
Yeah.
It was level 5.
Yeah.
It was level 5, but it was hard, and I was like, and I would speak to people back home. Because I live in an apartment, in a loft in Marshalltown. Speaking to people back home, it just feels like they're walking around the yard. Yeah, locked down, but they just, how Durban is tropical.
Yeah.
It feels like someone is just picking a mango while they speak to you. I need to go home. I was like, maybe like 2 months in, I was like, I'm gonna go home. And then gang, I told you permits again.
Yeah.
And then from there, I was like, yo, actually I have a support system here, and the network is better. Sea breeze diet, the quality of life, like the natural quality of life, is just way better than Joburg for me personally.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really good. Like writing, also just connecting with family, and being in touch with everything. So it feels like the next project is gonna be super rich. That's why even the stuff that I was doing that got left off the last project, I don't think it's gonna be my next project because I've got so much to talk about that is going on right now in my life,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I know, Malum. Thanks for coming through to the Unplug. We definitely looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the new sounds.
Yeah, definitely.
And looking forward to the second project. Just you say a lot, and the sounds are a lot.
Yeah.
When you hit us with like mad gang songs, it's like so it compete a crash.
Yeah.
You must hit us with
trips
and traps. So we get it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because you're multi-talented in that way, and like it's not that easy to catch everything. But yo,
that's good advice actually.
Yo, catch us live with Malum on the Unplug. Live and direct, go listen to the album Ushukela Etiyeni. Plus, he's coming with more in drips and drives.
Sure.
Process Sanders. This one for now.
Bro.
Nice one.
Oh,
Broadcast live